3, I can think of at least one of the group that are killed to prevent the little lord from reclaiming his throne. How's Sicaria? And who better to cut him down than the most loyal Rook? And that would neatly explain why the old guard would be pissed enough to try and kill Sasuke in a courtroom, unfortunately. Stay positive. Just because the old guard thinks Sasuke killed their precious heir doesn't mean he actually did. Yeah. Hey, Sarah, get some footage of me making this next one from over there in the corner. Boss? We'll shoot a promo. I just found this hidden gem where this guy makes the best drink ever, that kind of thing. Where it's kind of cheap and fake, but like, you're in on the joke and it's not pretending to be genuine. Boss, with the number of followers Kintsugi has, a video longer than 9 seconds posted at this time of day. I don't want to hear that depressing shit. We'll cross-post or whatever. Does it have to be that corner? The lighting will be bad. Any corner, just make sure it's from a distance. From a distance? Wouldn't it be better framed if... It'll look like shaky cam found footage. It's more legit that way. My hands do not shake, but I'll try. What are you doing? Making you a drink, obviously. It's quite the treat. Why? Because we've got some heavy shit to discuss. Starts with ice. What do we do with crushed ice at Kintsugi, Sarah? Kick it under the... No, you're gonna... She's so adorable. Kick it under the fridge. Exactly. Rock ice or nothing when you're mixing a cocktail. Hang on, you taught her that? There's a drain over there. Not in my kitchen. When the ice melts, it warps the floorboards. Half a lime, juiced. Pay no attention to the second half I'm using here, Sarah. Red likes it tart. Now you're the lawyer and you've got hell of a mind for all this stuff. Egg white, toss the yolk unless it's a weekend, in which case put it in the bowl in the fridge. But it seems to me you're approaching the shoot from every angle but the deadly serious one. Or Geet, if a customer says they prefer simple syrup, you let me know and we won't serve them anymore. You need to consider that maybe the shooter wasn't there for Sasuke. I told you they kicked me out after only a few minutes. No one's sending an assassin after me for that. Whiskey, Black Label or higher? Then shake the hell out of it. Word of mouth can be deadly down there in the fog. I saw her leaving the building could easily become I saw her running away. If someone wanted to get me, a courtroom filled with cops would be a pretty shitty place to choose to do it. Yeah, but it might have been the only place and time they knew you'd be. Mint for a garnish with charred cinnamon for smoky ambience. Serve immediately. I've just noticed he's got bloody Kintsugi scars. A bitter blessing. Surely with that much lime it's a sour blessing, no? You want me to toss it out? Thank you for the drink. But I'm nobody, Ryan. No one's coming to get me. Nobody even knows I exist. I hope you're right. I am. You won't know if you're wrong until it's too late. Bottoms up. But yeah, sorry, I noticed this during that. Like I've been sort of noticing these things here, and he's also got like one on his hand. It's Kintsugi, you know. It's because Kintsugi is the Japanese art of like repairing something that's damaged with like I think I've talked about this before in this series, but with like glue with gold or silver sort of powder or flecks in it. Because the idea is it's emphasizing the damage and it's not something that you hide as much as you celebrate. So that's sort of what he's done. He's kintsugi'd his own scars. That's an incredibly cool detail. You get all that, Sarah? Yes, boss. Hey, bottoms up is just an expression. You're supposed to sip it for God's... One last thing. Apparently Sasuke's captors talked about some kind of huntsman. If the little lord's an urban legend, Huntsman's a goddamn boogeyman. Orcas shooting the shit around burning tires trying to make the noobs afraid to go off and piss by themselves. So they're bullshit? I thought as much, but... Oh, they're very real. Pardon? Huntsman. Not a species native to our shores, thank God, but they're real. You just said they're a boogeyman. Yeah, and the fact that they exist is what makes them so damn scary. Are they some sort of assassin, like Bresson, the shooter in the courtroom? Nothing so concrete. Huntsmen are virtual shapeshifters. You feel a chill down your spine one night on your way home from work, go to sleep, wake up at night to a man wearing your own face, choking the life out of you. Yeah, it's Rogers. It's gotta be Rogers. While he calls your mum from your locked phone across the room in your own voice. But like I said, they're all overseas, in more contested parts of the world where the Blue Bloods are better funded. You wouldn't pay for one of them to come into the country unless you had a really good use case or a weapon only they could take full advantage of. Well, I'll be sure to pass that on to Sasuke. He's just tweaked that it's the mask. Why, so Sasuke can start writing his will? I wouldn't bet against him so long as he knows what he's up against. Urban legends are missed, but boogeymen are easy to kill. How do you kill a boogeyman? Same way I'd kill anyone else. What, struck by lightning? Oh, really old X-Men reference. With pleasure. I mean, the phrasing on that is really clunky, but I get what she's going for, but that's not what it sounds like. Oh, right. I actually need a recommendation from you. What kind of recommendation? A bar, I think, needs to be open tonight. Oh. What are you looking for? Well, it's not for me, but how much do you know about host clubs? I was about to stop, but I'm continuing now. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Just what I said. You can't enter the crime scene until you pass our security clearances. You've gotta be. You're a drug-pushing lowlife. Why would I need your permission to go anywhere? I take offense to that. I've never worked in pharma. Han, not the time to be a smartass. Reyes, it'll only take 30 seconds. You're serious? This is reality? The city's expecting blue bloods to keep a crime scene secure? They're the ones committing the goddamn crimes. Hey, if that's your criteria, half the police force should be disqualified. Or is excessive force not a real crime? Are battered spouses not real victims? Guess assault's only assault when it's a real person on the receiving end. Cyanus is legitimate, Reyes. All the paperwork's in order and signed by our bosses. These idiots are walking around barehanded and knocking shit over and leaving trash all over the goddamn place. Should we give them badges while we're at it? Let them investigate crimes too? We already investigate crimes. You have any idea how many missing teens there are in the lower wards? No, because we find them because we actually give a shit about the people who live down here. Oh, and I'm sure your prices are very generous. Better their parents get a bill from us than a letter of condolences from you. So sorry, Mom, but he looked suspicious when he was running away. Han, not helping. Reyes, let's calm down. Sorry that I'm not calm when they've got actual orcas stomping all over the scene where a cop was murdered. Last I counted, there were 5 bodies upstairs. Are both of your eyes broken, or do you just not recognize anyone without a badge as human? Don't talk about her eyes. Just don't do it. Perhaps we've come at a bad time. Nothing for it, gotta strike while the iron's hot. The iron seems very hot in this instance, Adone. Sorry to interrupt, folks. Don't mind me, I'll just take another look upstairs. Now you? Hey, why not? You nearly died once already today. Why not let these orcas give you the tour? Was that you giving me permission? No, you and London should both be at a goddamn hospital or whatever, getting debriefed. She doesn't need your permission. She has mine. Mom, you can go right ahead upstairs. Talk over me again and I'll break your finger. Is that ad recording right now? That sounded like a threat. You want to hear a threat? I'll... Clearly, this isn't gonna work. So, Han, why don't you head upstairs and wait for Morgan? I don't take orders from you. Who do you take orders from? Ooh, the colour change. I love that all of this has been in a different colour. I absolutely love the colour change moments in this, both because it gives you a really cool perspective on the character, and it goes so much to changing the emotional tone of the moment. Want me to give them a call? Let them know you're going around kicking hornets' nests and scratching your head over why everyone's getting stung? Whatever. You think you can just walk away after the shit you said? Turn around and take a walk, sunshine. London, if you think for even one... I'm not kidding, Farah. Take a walk. Forget it. You can all go to hell for all I care. Oh. Oh, for... No, no... Oh my god. I love it. Oh. This is why Farah is my favourite character, followed very closely by Sarah. Like, they... Oh, it's so good. Oh, no, not you. For God's sake. Sorry about the bad timing. No, that was gonna blow up no matter what. Situations like this require compromise, and Reyes is... uncompromising? At least you're around to balance her out. You might be the most compromised cop I've ever met. That was not a very nice thing to say. And it shows that you haven't met that many cops. I'm surprised you're still welcome around here after what happened in the courtroom. Oh, Bresson. The Blue Bloods are a big organization, and Bresson was pretty firmly on the other side. Interesting. So that really implies that it is the Youngbloods that control the cops. Interesting. Gals like Hal who work in the grey areas might as well live in a different world. If you say so. I just didn't think the Mafia would allow the death of one of their own to go unanswered. They sent into a courtroom packed with police with a modded arm that only had one shot. I don't think they're surprised he didn't make it back. Will Detective Reyes be alright? She seemed angry. More so than usual. Yeah, she'll be alright. Blowing up, yelling, cursing, that's nothing. Practically healthy. It's the ones who go quiet you gotta worry about. What brings you back here anyway? We're pursuing leads. Oh. Sounds serious. Alright, let's address the testimony. Was that your whole story back in the courtroom? You and Reyes happened to be in the area? If you don't want to take my word for it, Reyes will tell you the same thing. Yeah, but the difference is, I trust Reyes. Like, if this interaction has shown anything, is that Farah is a bloody good cop, and London is, as Morgan put it, compromised. So, if I'm going to trust one or the other, it's I'm going to trust Farah, but him going, oh, well, ask my alibi, doesn't fill me with confidence. It doesn't seem like she'd want to talk to Adane at the moment. Can you tell me exactly what you two saw when you arrived? The 10999 went out at about 10:15, telling us that Chopin's heart had stopped. So we dashed across the street to an elevator. We were descending at 10:17 when Rogers reported that he was dead. At 10:21, we approached from the floor of the building, saw the door ajar, lock blown in. Then Sunshine and I started clearing the first floor. You didn't hurry up to the third floor where the dead cop was? Like I testified, Chopin had flatlined and his own partner had confirmed it was no false alarm. We knew we couldn't do anything for him. Rogers had already apprehended the suspect, so SOP is we focus on securing the area and clearing the premises. How level-headed. So the Officer Rogers we saw in court really did take Sasuke down all by himself? Yeah, charged in and pistol whipped him right in the head. I assume you found that the first floor was, in fact, clear. Yeah, all these vaults are empty. You didn't wait for Cyanus to show up with the spare keys? Surprised you didn't throw your back out kicking down doors. Sunshine helped. Besides, they weren't all locked. Interesting. Why is that credit? They weren't? Yeah, I remember that. That one right there was unlocked. Door 107. Detective London testifies that this one vault was unlocked when he and Detective Reyes arrived. Physical key like all other doors on the premises. I don't remember if I said this before. I'm going to say it again just in case because I think it is an important part. Referring to Rogers not cuffing Sasuke for like 10 minutes. And like the official story is his hands were shaking too much. I mean, that could be true if, he saw a huntsman. But the other possibility is he used that time to plant Sasuke's fingerprints on the sword in Chopin's back. I don't think I've said that already. Apologies if I have. But yeah, I think that is a possibility, and that Sasuke's memories of grasping his sword are either from when he was half awake and like after being pistol whipped, half awake from, the drugs or whatever, or just completely false. That one right there was unlocked, room 107. Nothing inside there either, though. Guess the Blue Bloods missed a lock on a nightly roundup or something. Cyanus has unlocked every door in the building at this point. But when I first walked down this hall and when I walked out the front door later, how did this hall look then? I don't know. I don't recall if... I mean, we wouldn't have known, would we? Just looking at the doors. We wouldn't have known if one was unlocked. Anyone go digging into Chopin after my implications earlier today? Lady Rockford will probably take it seriously, if only to cross it off the list, but other than her, I think you mostly just piss people off. Lucky for you, I was able to convince some techs to confirm your soundproof windows theory, but... Windows. Additional analysis of the building has confirmed that the windows and doors are all effectively soundproof when closed. Cool. I'm glad some people are eventually doing their work after heavy pestering. Don't expect to be welcome at City Hall anytime soon. Hadn't counted on it. Whatever else he's innocent of, Chopin did get here before anyone else and no one knows why. Rogers. It's going to be Rogers. Look, if he really did get some kind of coded message or secret text, there's no trace of it on any comms log on his personal devices. And it didn't come from any of the tech we've examined on site. Ooh, what was that? Have you found any secret passages on the premises? Afraid not, little lady. But maybe you'll have better luck than me. Secret passages? In what world? If you do manage to find some kind of secret alarm, I'll be impressed. If you prove that Chopin was dirty, I'll be floored. But even then, how the hell are you going to convince a jury that anyone other than Sasuke killed him? It'll be difficult without accounting for the 4 dead blue bloods as well. But if you take it all as one set, it starts seeming plausible as an internal issue, don't you think? What are you want to pitch this as the young bloods and the old guard going at it? Over what? The juicy bait that Chopin literally died over. Proposition 492. Yeah, she doesn't believe that. There is no way she believes that. I mean, obviously, you know, she knows that those 4 didn't die for that, so she's so hard to read because she's basically the only thing you can ever trust that she says is the sort of her green internal monologue. Anything that she says out loud could be a lie to herself or to anyone around her, you know? But what's there to disagree about? That project will put money in everyone's pockets. If my theory is correct and Chopin was killed because the young bloods didn't want the old guard abandoning them... Sorry, she believes this? Oh... She actually thinks Chopin was the Little Lord. Seriously? I have no idea why she thinks that. At all. The old guard have always hedged their bets on the Little Lord returning. Does that mean the Red Ink plans to profit off the Prop 492 or a Youngblood conspiracy? Those papers were tucked inside Creek's safe before I arrived. I'm feeling like it's the bloody... the window thing all over again. Like, am I crazy for thinking this? I have to trust my instincts that this is all complete red herrings. And that, like, it has nothing to do with Chopin. I think he was there because Rogers piloted him to get him killed. I don't think that was a plan. I think that... Alright. I think that was the coincidence. I think Krieg's pod were chosen by the Old Bloods to hold on to the mask and capture Sasuke. This would then be dealt with when the huntsman arrived, who would kill the pod, take the mask and take Sasuke. Or maybe not even kill the pod. Maybe that was just completely irrelevant to their plans because the Youngbloods are irrelevant to the Old Guard's plans. However, around the same time, Tanks was pulled over, found to have the tagged gun, and a deal was made. Hey, my partner is really pissing me off. If I bring him to you, can you kill him for me? I'll let you go here. Because presumably there was some reason they were pulled over or checked or whatever or frisked. You know, that's not just something they can just do. So they've got to have a reason for it. So presumably it was a case of, hey, I'll let you off this if you kill my partner. And therefore Rogers brings Chopin to the Blue Blood stronghold probably by saying, oh, hey, I hear gunshots. Can you call it in while I drive? So Chopin calls it in and we have a record of Chopin calling in the shots fired. Rogers brings him here, but it would have to be a coincidence that he called it in literally a minute after Morgan shot a gun at the location that they were going to anyway, you know? However I slice it, there is a coincidence. But yeah, this new theory I have says that Rogers working with Creek's pod was not connected to the Huntsman and their plan at all. Because that was Creek thinking, well, we're on the up and up, we've been trusted to do these jobs, let's take on other stuff too. It's still 2 out of 3 sides of the triangle explained, the third one is still a coincidence. Damn. Well, good hunting. You won't be joining us? Not this time, I've got to go pump the brakes on Sunshine before she finds a bar. Try not to piss off the Blue Bloods with any more wild accusations while I'm gone. I would never. Take care. And that goes doubly for you, Sparky. What does Sparky mean, by the way? It's a nickname, because you're so bright. A nickname? But I guess people are always calling you ads whatever they like, huh? Sorry, should have asked first. What do you mean? I'll just call you Sarah. But it's my nickname. You gave it to me. You can't just take it back? Well, Okay then, Sparky. Amazing. It is astounding to me how many people around Sarah treat her as more than an ad. All they have to do is interact with her a bit. I think it's something in the back of people's minds that's saying that she's more than an ad. Because we've got like Diamani, we've got Sasuke, we've got London, we've got Farah. So that is 4 people who have had direct contact with Sarah in more than a passing way, and all 4 of them show her great respect as a person. That's important, because outwardly, officially, as far as anybody but the 2 of these people know, she is just an ad. She has no self-awareness. And yet, all 4 of those people, who are all, by the way, intended to be sympathetic sort of good guys to some degree, so maybe that's part of it, but all 4 of them treat her like a person. I think there's something deeper to it. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I really feel like it's some instinct is telling them that she is more than an ad, and they just haven't, they're not even aware of their own clocking because they can't see the pattern. As far as they're concerned, they're just being nice. But the pattern speaks for itself. Well, the pattern doesn't speak for itself, that's why I had to speak for it. But, the pattern is there and it speaks. I can hear it. I'm not going crazy. This game isn't driving me crazy. What the hell? Did you hate Spearmint that much? I would never want to seem ungrateful. I mean, Spearmint is my favourite one. Because it's, more intelligent as a... it's more clever as a nickname than Sparky. She's an android called Sparky. Come on. Anyway, my voice is giving out and clearly I'm going mad, so I'm just going to take a break. So thank you very much. I'll be back with more of The Devil soon. Let me know in the comments what you think of my many, many, many theories. Remember, no spoilers though. And I will catch you later.